Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, everyone. Lanny, Bert, you know us by now. We're the Dividend Diplomats. You know what? Today we have a new video. We have never done a video like this before. So we're going to talk to you about 4 big headlines from this last week and just share our thoughts on the stories, give the quick highlights. It'll be fun. It'll be discussion based. So get ready, buckle up. We found 4 stories that caught our interest, and we are ready to talk to you about what we're seeing and thinking.
Guys, hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Bert said it. We've got 2 dividend aristocrats to unpack. We've got another dividend stock that really hit the fan here on 4/20, April 20th. Then we've got another interesting one about fintech, banking, fintech, money, savings, rates. What?
Yeah. So that's what's fun. And obviously there's so many more stories that go on during the week, especially because we're in the heart of earnings season. Banks are figuring out what's going on there, but we're actually not talking about that. We're just going to go through, have some fun, talk through these things, and let us know too if you like this format. If you like this type of video, we'd love your feedback since it is new to see if we should keep doing this down the road.
Yeah. So guys, we want to hit the headlines. We're going to hit them hard. We're going to hit them fast. Especially because a lot of investors out there, including us, hold 1, 2, 3, or maybe all 4 of these stocks in your dividend stock portfolio, your investment portfolio. The assets that you hold that you're trying to use to get to financial freedom, guys. We'll start with a good note, though,
Yeah,
right, Bert?
positive. Positive. Laney, did you know that Johnson Johnson announced a dividend increase this week?
What? The King
Yeah.
of Kings said, "I am the game."
That's right. Yeah, this is their week where they announced earnings. They announced their dividend increase. Every April, Johnson & Johnson is one of those companies that's just pegged very consistently. Every single, the same week of the same month, every year they announce the increase. They announced their 61st dividend increase, a nice 5.3%. So it was a very good day for Johnson & Johnson. We tweeted all about it. We were having fun doing it. And it was nice to see our income grow, your income grow, and a lot of all your incomes grow too.
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's the King of Kings. I actually had my doubts that they were going to come strong with an over 5% dividend increase. I was actually expecting more in the 3% range. So they had a 5.3% dividend increase for Johnson & Johnson stock. Yes, J&J. The Twitterverse went wild. The crowd went wild. They were chanting their name, J and
They had
J.
that big pop. Um, the big pop. But like what was surprising to Johnson Johnson were just some of the quick things from their earnings release. They had strong revenue growth, strong earnings growth. They had a cancer drug, Darzalex, and a few others that performed very well. They had strong sales growth. They had some great COVID vaccine sales growth too. And because of that, they were able to increase their guidance for earnings per share to $10.60 for the year to 1070 and earnings to 97.9 billion and 98.9 billion. So almost 100 billion in revenue and almost $11 per share earnings. So it was a very, very positive day for Johnson and Johnson all around.
Yeah. So again, very good results. They continue to produce even with the upcoming spinoff. And Bert, I think we got the name from the spinoff for J&J as well.
Yeah, Kenvue, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Let us know in the comments how you
Yeah,
pronounce the spinoff.
yeah, I have no idea. It doesn't really move the needle for me. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but hey, we're not marketing people. We're accountants. Maybe the marketing people know something that we don't.
Well, there
So
you guys go. So that was the first big news was J&J doing okay, doing well. Hopefully you guys are buying at the 150 to 152, 153 mark.
if you did,
Um,
tip the cap to you.
or maybe you were buying a share a week like Bert the Hurt and getting over 100 shares of the King.
That's right. So headline number 2, IBM, International Business Machines, ticker symbol IBM, announced their earnings this week, and it was a very mixed bag for IBM. It was kind of surprising, IBM, especially as you peeled back the earnings release. I know they typically have a slow first quarter, but some of the numbers are setting them up for a very difficult last 3 quarters of the year. They're not exactly doing themselves any favor, especially when it comes to free cash flow and earnings per share. Lanny, you want to share some of the numbers that we saw with IBM?
Yeah. I know they still expect to earn, around $10 per share. But when you're looking at the free cash flow number was less than the amount that they were paying out for their dividend.
Yeah.
And then they touted that they grew their cash, but yet they grew their debt by the same amount.
Yep.
So again, it was just kind of like, yeah, well, hopefully you can say A plus B equals C.
Yeah. Yeah. I would assume your cash would grow by 8 billion if your debt increased by 8 billion too. You would hope that that trend works. So again, that's going to cause higher interest expense. If their free cash flow doesn't pick it up in the next 9 months, and it might not now, especially with more interest expense too on that $8 billion. Could there be a potential dividend cut into the future for IBM, or just very, very minimal continued increases? They haven't exactly been the best dividend increaser over the last few years, have they?
Now, this is a dividend again. This is another dividend aristocrat. And, if
Fair.
you rewind the tape, probably like 10 years ago, they were buying back shares. They were increasing EPS via the arbitrage method. And then once they made aristocrat status during the pandemic, they just kind of said, you know what, you guys are going to get a penny a year.
Yeah, they're like the running back that just cashed out, got the big contract, and they just start getting like 2 yards per carry. They just really start mailing it in.
Yeah, so they've been increasing the dividend 1 penny per share per quarter, or 4 pennies per year over the last 3+ years, Bert.
Yep, that's right. So everyone, let us know what you think about IBM. If you're thinking, are we being overly pessimistic in your opinion too? Are you feeling great about their free cash flow by the end of the year? We'd love to hear your thoughts, and we'd love to get your opinions on that, because there was some mixed results here. Let me tell you, headline number 3, I can't really find much good stuff to say about this company, and I don't think the market could either, because they got destroyed on 420 after earnings were announced.
Yeah, what's funny is like we just came out with the video because I thought it was a hot minute that we haven't talked about AT&T stock in a while. And wow, how funny is that? That's a coincidence right here, because AT&T just got the Undertaker tombstone on the stock price on April 20th. Somebody was smoking a little too much and dropped that thing way down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this one hits home a little bit. So let's just get the positive out of the way. They had strong mobile growth numbers. They had strong fiber. They added 424 to mobile. They added fiber for 272. But the big story was the free cash flow for AT&T. That was that. And I mean, they didn't miss. They weren't close. It wasn't like a field goal that hit off the upright and they almost made it in. They were not even close. I think they just missed the end zone altogether, because they were projecting 2.6 billion of free cash flow. They had 1 billion of free cash flow for the quarter. 1 billion. They missed it by so much, by 1.6 billion.
Yeah, so AT&T definitely got the DDT suplex Hogan leg drop. Down 10% here on April 20th. Actually, let me get a price check on that.
Yeah, they're
trading at 1765 now, which has swelled that yield up to well over 6%. So, guys,
yeah,
AT&T stock is back down in the trenches.
And look, management is giving what was it? Is it deja vu? Where you kind of start having these horror stories again. They're touting their cost savings program. Management's still saying they're on track for their free cash flow targets of 16 billion for the year, and they feel confident in the values. This time around with AT&T, I'm going to be a little more skeptical. Laney and I were pretty optimistic. We're like, they're going to hit the turnaround. They're going to hit the turnaround. And then the dividend cut came. This time, though, I think we owe it to ourselves and all of our viewers to just be more skeptical of AT&T and the turnaround story that management pitches once again.
Yeah, I mean, again, a tough go for investors. If you're dripping, if you really want more shares, just let the drip happen. If you really believe in AT&T, again, you could throw your $100 at it. I'm not buying. I'm not putting any additional capital outside of dividends right now into AT&T.
I agree. So let us know what you think about AT&T, their news, and if you're keeping your drip on or if you're turning it off as well.
But there is more, guys. We are talking about the Big Apple. No, we're not talking about the Cavs playing New York. Go Cavs. Let's make it happen. Let them know. But Bert, what did Apple, that company, Apple stock, what did they just drop on us this past week?
They've always been teasing a potential move into banking and in becoming a major part of their customers' banking world. So finally they announced it. They announced a high yield savings account that's run by Goldman Sachs in the Marcus brand, where they're going to have a very strong 4.15% APY on their savings account. But the really cool thing for the Apple is they're going to embed their Apple credit card rewards. A lot of their Apple programs, overall Apple rewards, are going to be tied to this Apple savings account too. So they should, in theory, be able to grow this consumer base very fast by featuring their Apple savings account so easily on your iPhone. You can get push notifications there. It's really a very cheap marketing way for Apple to help grow this account and keep customers in the Apple ecosystem even more than they already do.
Yeah, it's all about the bubble. I know I've gone into the bubble. I've left the bubble. Bert, you're the same, I believe.
Yeah, I'm on the Android world, so I love it. My wife's on the Apple in the Apple world, so we obviously know so many people. My family, everyone makes fun of me because I destroy the group text because I can't send nice videos because I don't have the iMessage. But I say screw them. That's how I feel about that. But I mean, it's great. It's a really cool product for Apple. It's going to help out a lot of people. We talked about how we maximize our cash. I think this could be a net positive for so many people out there that just don't use high yield savings accounts because it's not easy. It's not convenient. Lanny and I are probably in the minority. We'll go so far out of our way to earn this. There's so many people that just want it to be easy. Making it accessible to those people is going to be a net benefit for a lot.
Yeah, I'm curious on who's bearing the actual interest expense component here because if you're a Marcus account holder, you're getting 3.9%. So is Apple just saying, all right, American or Goldman, we'll kick over 25 basis points of the deposit back to you as part of our marketing expense. I wonder what that contract is.
Yeah, and if it's large enough, we'll find out when both companies release the financials. It's going to be very cool, and it has a shot to take out a lot of those off fintech companies, like you're so many of them that use like partner banks there. Many people just go to Apple instead of looking for those random places online to help you grow your income. There's a lot of trickle downs that could potentially happen.
I mean, yeah, but Bird, you hit it on the head. I mean, they got the Apple Card with all this, the cash back rewards back to your Apple products and other kind of, programs and brands that they give you cash back on. And, they've got that cool, what is it, almost like a no limit card, essentially feature to it. So, yeah, they're trying to become your one stop, one digital wallet place. You just have your iPhone, and as long as you have your iPhone, you're in great hands, is probably what they're trying to say.
Yep. So let's see how it plays off. So let's summarize here. What happened? Johnson Johnson announced a dividend increase of 5.3%. Very strong earnings. IBM had mixed results. Not the best, not the worst, but they have a lot of room to work on and make sure they hit that $10 free cash flow target that they're doing. They're in the hole. The results weren't the best. Increased cash, increased debt. We'll see what the next 9 quarters are for IBM. AT&T just sucked. There's nothing good about that. Missed free cash flow by a while and got crushed. And then lastly, Apple opened up its savings account that will hopefully grow and save consumers and help them earn some more interest on their idle cash.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the news that hit this week? How does it impact your wallet, your digital wallet, with the Apple news? How did this all impact your stock portfolio? Did you receive the increase from Johnson and Johnson? Do you own IBM and AT&T stock? Are you buying any of these four stocks? Again, AT&T, IBM, Apple, or J&J? Let us know in the comments below.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a big old-fashioned thumbs up. And just remember, if you're not with us, you're against us, everybody.
That was Bert and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.